Hi everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful weekend so far. It's me, Teresa Perrin, and I just want to bring you an update regarding monkeypox because the WHO declared this as an international emergency, guys. So I think that there's going to be lots of ways to profit off of this. So I'm going to give you some stocks to watch. For anyone who knows anyone that's been infected, my true, thoughts and prayers go out to you guys because it looks like an awful disease. I'm going to start off by sharing the article where the WHO declares it an emergency, and then I'm going to get into the stocks that you should keep on your radar. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, nothing I say is financial advice, and this does not mean to jump right into these stocks. You need to draw your support and resistance, guys, and know when to buy. So if you could, like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Let's get started. WHO declares monkeypox a global health emergency as cases surge. An emergency committee from the World Health Organization has named the monkeypox outbreak, currently spreading in non-endemic countries, a public health emergency of international concern. With over 16,000 cases found in 75 countries, including 5 deaths. In a statement, WHO Director Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said, WHO's assessment is that risk of monkeypox is moderate globally and in all regions except in the European region where we assess the risk as high. So guys, now that the WHO has declared monkeypox a global health emergency, you better believe that they're going to start doing things similar to what they did to COVID, making sure that there's vaccinations and that, hopefully they come up with something to help those poor people that have it. Because if you've seen pictures, which I am not going to show you in this video because they can be graphic and disturbing, it is certainly a very scary illness to get, and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Not that I have enemies, but I seriously, I feel bad for these people that get infected with this, guys. It's horrible. You may have heard over the weekend that even 2 children have gotten monkeypox. Now, the way that monkeypox is transmitted is from close skin-to-skin contact, but it can also possibly be from shared towels, cups, and utensils, guys, or other, objects that you share that may be contaminated. So they think that that's how these poor 2 children got the monkeypox. But in the U.S. alone, guys, there's 2,891 cases at time of recording. And in New York, there's 900. So about a third of these are just in New York City alone, guys. Pretty darn scary. Now, as a result, I think that there's going to be several stocks that could go up as a result of this. And I want to bring those to your attention. Okay, guys, back in June, Investor Place put out this article that I think is time to review. 7 monkeypox stocks that may take off in Q2. So, just so you're aware, monkeypox is a rare viral disease similar to smallpox, but it's considered less severe clinically. It's been pretty much kept in West Africa and Central Africa until recently. And since it's a viral disease, vaccination is the best frontline defense. It's widely believed that smallpox vaccines are adequate for monkeypox immunity since they're in the same family, guys. Now, unlike the COVID scenario, when the world was vastly unprepared for a coronavirus outbreak, vaccines already exist for American citizens for smallpox. So the good news is, guys, is that they don't have to develop a new vaccine. That one is already in existence for smallpox. And as long as that works for monkeypox, they should be able to keep this under control if people start getting vaccinated. And since it's not a brand new vaccine, hopefully the side effects or the unknown do not have those same potentials, guys. I am not familiar, and I do have to do some research regarding the smallpox vaccine, but I think it's been around for a while, so I don't think that it's going to have the same risks as the coronavirus vaccines have. in the unknown of what's going to happen 5-10 years from now, right? Because I know that a lot of people don't want to get vaccinated because of the fear of the unknown. So anyways, the vast ability of the smallpox vaccines that offer immunity to monkeypox should limit the upside for monkeypox stocks in 2022. So in other words, this article is saying that since there's already vaccines, guys, and they're already available, they don't need to race to develop them. They don't think it's going to take off the same way that the coronavirus stocks did. However, if we continue to see monkeypox rising the way that it is, guys, I would beg to differ, because a lot of governments are going to be, not just in the US, but in the world, are going to be ordering up these vaccines, causing these stocks to make insane amounts of profit all of a sudden. So I would say there is a pretty substantial upside to these stocks. And I guess, it's hard to say what the future brings, but that's how I'm looking at it anyways. Now, would I throw all my money into one of them or divide it among them? No, guys, you need to diversify your portfolio, but let's take a look at which ones might benefit us the most. The resurgence of the disease could activate routine vaccinations across the globe. And that's kind of what I'm saying, guys, is that I think that this might be something that they encourage everyone to be vaccinated against, because it is highly contagious with close contact. And the monkeypox vaccine makers could significantly benefit from this, guys, because they could be making a boatload of money. An individual could require a vaccine once every 3 years if routine smallpox and monkeypox vaccination programs are reactivated. In a Bloomberg interview on the sidelines of World Economic Forum's annual meeting in Davos, Moderna's CEO was quoted saying the scenario for monkeypox developing into a pandemic is close to 0%. Guys, I don't know about that. It could become a pandemic. Look at how quickly it is spreading. And Moderna's company is also investigating potential vaccines for the virus. Countries globally are already placing huge orders on one of the monkeypox vaccine producers that we're going to talk about in a minute. Okay, guys, so as you know, monkeypox has been rising. These are the stocks that investors feel that everybody should have on their radar in case they continue to go up. The first one being SEGA, which I think we're all familiar with at this point, and that's S as in Sam, I as in India, G as in Golf, A as in Alpha. And I'm going to go through them real quick, and then I'll get into each one individually. EBS, Echo Bravo Sierra, which is Emergent Biosolutions Inc. CMRX, Charlie Michael Romeo X-Ray, which is Chimerix Inc. BVNRY, Bravo Victor November Romeo Yankee, which is Bavarian Nordic AS. ABT, Alpha Bravo Tango, Abbott Laboratories. INO, Inovio Pharmaceuticals Inc. I'm sorry, that's India November Oscar. TNXP, which is another one, guys, that you may have seen me talking about previously. Tango November X-Ray Papa, which is Tonix Pharmaceuticals Holding. So, SEGA. It produces the, forgive me, I've never said this out loud, so I may be saying it wrong. It produces the Tecrovirimat SEGA, or TPOX, smallpox vaccine, and it's known in the U.S. SEGA's vaccine was approved in the United States for the treatment of smallpox, guys, in July of 2018, and it received European approval for the treatment of smallpox, monkeypox, and cowpox in January of 2022. Following a monkeypox rally that saw SEGA stock price skyrocket between the 1st of May and May 27th, shares are in consolidation mode after a 13% decline since May 27th. But guys, we've since seen this starting to rise again, and it's actually close to the top of all-time highs, right? Or at least I haven't gone back, and that's in the 1-year chart. It's pretty much towards the top right now. So remember, this is written in June. Investors speculate on the company's economic benefits from a potential monkeypox outbreak, and any new vaccine orders could reignite the speculative rally this month. Although it's been profitable historically, SEGA has a significant volatile revenue history. That said, given its good working capital position, no debt in its capital structure, and a positive free cash flow generic profile, SEGA stock could outperform if monkeypox becomes a significant cause of concern, enough for government to increase orders for tecovirimat and TPOXX. Guys, I want to give you a little bit more information on SEGA that's not in this article, because I believe it could be one of the best out of this list to stocks to invest in. So, TPOXX, the drug we were just talking about, has been approved for oral use against monkeypox in Europe. In the U.S., TPOXX remains only approved for smallpox with the potential for monkeypox approval. There are 1.7 million doses of TPOXX in the U.S. government's current stockpile, guys. So 1.7 million could go very, very quickly. And requests for the drug have been growing from countries outside the U.S., which makes SEGA a prominent player in the monkeypox treatment market. And the company is prepared to raise production numbers if they need to. Now, in June, SEGA announced new orders in the amount of $13 million for doses of the drug to be delivered during the remainder of 2022 and part of 2023. The company also announced last week that it received new contracts worth $28 million, driving its stock price upward in the middle of July. The total the company received was $56 million in orders, guys, from 6 countries, of which 5 are new customers. Now, this tells me that this stock has the potential to go on an absolute tear with these numbers if monkeypox continues to be talked about, and if the World Health Organization continues to declare it as an emergency, guys, because they are going to start talking about vaccinations, and since they have one, this would be one that I would keep high on my radar. Now, again, the risk is that it's at an all-time high, guys. So the orders are there, but your risk would become if, let's say, monkeypox all of a sudden subsides and they get it under control and there's no more cases and no more orders coming in. Then the stock could rapidly drop. But guys, it looks like at this point in time, cases are rising. So I think that it may be one of the smartest stocks to invest in. US approval for monkeypox, but the CDC did use it to treat a single monkeypox case. And if it's given emergency approval, guys, that could send the stock into outer space as well. So there's a couple things to keep in mind here. And I think that there's more potential to the upside than there is to the downside. However, if you look at the chart of this stock, it's been extremely volatile. So it does have swings. So your best bet is to try to get into it either before it has a massive breakout through all-time high or on a pullback. In my opinion, do your own DD. Okay, moving on. We have EBS, which is Emergent Biosolutions. EBS produces public health products and therapies for the government and health institution. It manufactures the ACAM 2000 vaccine, which is one of only 3 smallpox vaccines that are approved in the U.S. Most of EBS's revenue and earnings come from government vaccine purchases, and the company could be one of the best monkeypox stocks to rise if the virus spread goes exponential. However, the U.S. government claims it stockpiled enough smallpox vaccines to cover the whole population should there be an outbreak. Guys, so if that's true, then how much new orders the U.S. makes might be limited, right? But most noteworthy is that a CAM 2000 is believed to cause severe side effects because it's possible that a monkeypox problem in 2022 may not exactly result in a surge in demand for the company's vaccine. So guys, if it has really bad side effects, then they may tend to go with another company here, right? So EBS is in the process of acquiring a direct competitor's smallpox vaccine, Tembeca, which was recently approved in 2021. After the acquisition deal, EBS stock will offer investors economic upside exposure to 2 of 3 approved monkeypox vaccines in the United States. Now, to me, that Tembeca is where things get interesting. That being said, EBS has significantly underperformed the broader market during a market sell-off so far in 2022. EBS is yet to shrug off investor concerns about quality controls of production facilities after its $628 million COVID-19 vaccine contract was canceled by Joe Biden's administration recently. So, guys, that one's more of a high-risk play. And in my opinion, at this point, even though it may be profitable with a Tembeca, it might be something more that you look at towards trading. I don't know. You got to do your DD, but that's where I'm thinking with that. Now, let's go to Chimerix, which is CMRX. CMRX developed a smallpox drug, and that's Tembeca. This is what EBS is trying to acquire, right? So they purchased the rights to this already, guys. Which received FDA approval in June of last year. And it's a strong buy-related biotech stock. But Chimerix stock sold off in May after the news broke that the company sold its antiviral treatment for smallpox and monkeypox to EBS for $225 million, with a potential $100 million worth of milestone payments. The company's disposal of its monkeypox drug assets spooked investors who believe the company has given away a potential cash cow that could have been valuable during a monkeypox outbreak globally. So in investors left because they sold CMRX sold this to EBS, and this, you know, in a time when it could have been a cash cow. So they profited $225 million from it, and with a potential of $100 million more worth of milestone payments. Probably in their contract, it must say what they would get that for. It's probably based on the sale of so many drugs, right? Now, on the brighter side, Chimerix receives 20% royalties on emergent gross profits on U.S. sales of Tembeca if EBS sells more than 1.7 million treatment courses before exclusive patents expire, and 15% royalties on international sales. So, guys, I don't know. Maybe Chimerix is something great to watch, because if they're receiving royalties from both U.S. and international sales, yet they're not putting the cost into selling it, then it could actually cause that stock to spike. So I would keep CMRX on your radar, especially when it comes around earning times and stuff, guys. But the sale of the monkeypox assets also boosts its poor cash flow position, which will help finance its phase 3 study on ONC201, which is a drug for treatment of brain tumors, guys. So I don't think that you should count CMRX out, because I think that perhaps they had a plan here, and perhaps being in phase 3 of their drug for brain tumors, this could be a potential rocking company within the next year. And once we start seeing the earnings reports and what they're profiting from their royalties on their Tembeca, I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, Tembeca, then guys, it could be a banger. So definitely don't count this out, but keep an eye on it. Now, this is the other one that I really like a lot for the vaccine, and that's Bavarian Nordic. B as in Bravo, V as in Victor, N as in November, R as in Romeo, Y as in Yankee, guys. This is a Danish biotech firm that produces a newer smallpox vaccine called Jynneos, and it's potentially safer to EBS's ACAM 2000 and Chimerix Tembeca vaccine. which you heard me say earlier has some severe side effects, right? So this tends to be the safer of the three so far. And it's approved for smallpox and monkeypox in the U.S. as Jynneos and in Canada as Imvamune. So it has those different names, guys. So keep that in mind. Also, Jynneos and Imvamune. So Imvamune. If you hear them talking about those drugs, you know that this is related to BVNRY. And it's improved in Europe under Imvanex for smallpox. But it's previously been provided for off-label uses in monkeypox cases. So, the company's been obtaining larger orders for its monkeypox vaccine globally. And since receiving an order from the European government on May 19th, they noticed, they announced new contracts, and they actually raised their revenue guidance for 2022 by 20%, guys, which is very significant. So as monkeypox vaccines orders accumulate, the company expects narrower losses, and its cash and cash equivalent guidance was increased by 14%. So I think that this is definitely one that we should have on our radar. And out of all the stocks on Friday, this was the only one, I believe, that was positive on the day that we're talking about here. So somebody always knows something, they say, guys. And so far from what we've been reading, it sounds like BVNRY is the safest available. So that's definitely one that we want to keep our eye on. Now, Abbott, ABT. They reported a strong 18% organic sales growth in the first quarter and a 31% adjusted earnings growth. They could see business sustain double-digit growth rates into the future, and the latest monkeypox outbreak could offer a new target market because they're working on a polymerase chain reaction test, which will detect the presence of monkeypox. So this is the company that you would want to invest in if you're looking to find a company that is able to test and determine if somebody has monkeypox or not, which, guys, remember, testing can go a long way, especially if it ends up being like COVID, where people are testing all the time for it, right? So anyways, they're busy developing that test for monkeypox, and it could help with the early detection of the disease and be able to contain its spread. It's going to provide test kits to partners in the Pandemic Defense Coalition. And although the diagnostic division has been the biggest revenue growth contributor, accounting for 35% of sales growth in the first quarter of 2022, it's too early to tell how big of a market the PCR test for monkeypox will become. So, guys, you can't really do anything other than speculate on what type of growth that Abbott could offer. However, that being said, it definitely should be one that you keep on your radar. Now, Inovio, which is INO, is a biotech stock that could benefit from the smallpox vaccine if it ever finds its way into the mainstream licensed market. This company developed a vaccine for smallpox and monkeypox that showed impressive efficiency in non-human test subjects way back in 2010, guys. It claims that smallpox vaccine studied offered 100% protection against smallpox in non-human primates, could have made investors hopeful that perhaps the vaccine candidate could be worth something as monkeypox becomes a topical threat to global health. Unfortunately, it appears that Inovio's smallpox studies were discontinued, and nothing has become of Inovio's preclinical vaccine candidate for smallpox and monkeypox yet. That being said, given the spread at which DNA vaccines can come to market, investors' interest could be kindled if INEO were to resume its monkeypox and smallpox vaccine studies. So, INEO lost the race to the COVID-19 vaccine, and the U.S. government withdrew funding. But chances remain somewhat slim that the company's COVID vaccine candidate could gain traction toward booster status if COVID-19 becomes an endemic disease. So guys, where they lost the COVID battle and where they stopped investing, this would be a highly speculative investment, and I'm not sure if you were looking for a sure thing, that would be where I would want to stick my money. But again, guys, this is just a brief summary. Do your own DD. If you think this company could offer a great opportunity, perhaps there's something that everyone's missing here. TNXP. Now, this is one that I've also been following once they started talking about smallpox and monkeypox vaccines, because the company announced the issuance of a U.S. patent for its preclinical stage vaccine candidate, TNX 801, which could be used in preventing smallpox and monkeypox. So the vaccine, it does have lower side effects than current monkeypox vaccines, but guys, again, it's a highly speculative play on smallpox and monkeypox vaccines, because even though TNXP is rated a buy on Wall Street, the company is still in pre-revenue stage pharma stock, and it has no proven track record. So that being said, guys, it's a great potential stock, but is it there yet? Probably not. Now, if that TNX 801 does get additional funding because this becomes a stronger outbreak and they do push for emergency use authorization, I don't know if it's at that level yet, but that would be something that I'd be looking more into, guys. And I think that that's all that this goes into. Okay, guys, so one that tops my list of what to watch as far as monkeypox stocks go would be a tiny little penny stock called GOVX Labs, GOVX. G is in golf, O is in Oscar, V is in Victor, X is in X-ray. So GOVX develops vaccines and immunotherapies for monkeypox, guys, called GV-MVA-VLPTM platform. Well, that's the platform it uses to construct vaccine candidates using genetic sequencing from viruses. Now, earlier this year, the chief scientific officer, forgive me if I'm saying this wrong, Farshad Garaku, PhD, he specifically mentioned smallpox and monkeypox as a statement that he made earlier this year that is making people wonder, you know, perhaps they have something. The statement was perhaps of critical importance is that the viral basis of our vaccine vector, MVA, has more than 50 years of safety records and has been recently approved by the FDA for prevention of smallpox and monkeypox diseases. Guys, the potential here could be huge, and this definitely remains a stock to keep on your watch list. Now, in front of you, you're going to see that the reason I also think it's important to keep this on your watch list is it has a very high short interest. Back when this article was written by MarketWatch, the current short interest, according to Fintel, was 28.26% and 34.63 short, according to TD Ameritrade. So somewhere between 28 and 34% short interest on GOVX. And guys, this is a very cheap penny stock. I think it closed Friday somewhere around 64 cents. So in my opinion, this is one that could potentially pick up. Not just on, you know, the monkeypox thing, but on a potential short squeeze candidate if people start talking about it. So keep this on your radar because it's definitely one that's on mine. Anyways, guys, those are the 8 stocks that I think everybody should have on their list. And I hope that you found some use in this. If you did, please like and subscribe. And thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.